The beauty of embracing vulnerability and openness in a relationship is that it allows both individuals to show up as their authentic selves. There is no need to hide behind masks or pretend to be someone you're not. By allowing yourself to be vulnerable, you invite the other person to meet you in the same way, creating a relationship based on authenticity and mutual respect. This authenticity fosters deeper emotional intimacy, which is the cornerstone of a strong, lasting connection. When you are open and vulnerable with someone, you allow them to see you for who you truly are. And in turn, you see them for who they truly are. This level of emotional transparency is what sets meaningful relationships apart from superficial connections. Ultimately, vulnerability and openness create a dynamic where both individuals feel free to express themselves, to grow together, and to build a connection that is rooted in trust and mutual respect. By embracing vulnerability, you are allowing yourself to experience the richness of authentic connection, where both parties can be their true selves, unafraid of judgment or rejection. This creates a space where love, understanding, and emotional support can flourish, leading to a deeper and more fulfilling relationship. Patience and timing are crucial components of allowing someone to chase you in style, as they help foster a relationship based on genuine connection rather than rushed decisions or external pressures. In a world that often values instant gratification, patience can be a difficult quality to practice, but it is essential when it comes to building lasting, meaningful relationships. Patience allows both individuals the space to get to know each other gradually, to build trust and understanding, and to navigate the complexities of emotions and compatibility without the pressure to rush things. Timing, closely linked with patience, is about recognizing when the right moment has arrived for deeper connection, commitment, or change. It's not about forcing a relationship to fit into a predefined timeline or adhering to societal expectations of when certain milestones should occur. Instead, timing is about being in tune with the natural flow of the relationship, allowing it to unfold at its own pace while being mindful of each person's readiness to engage. When you approach relationships with patience and awareness of timing, you create an environment in which both individuals can flourish individually and together without feeling pressured or overwhelmed. The importance of patience lies in the fact that meaningful relationships take time to develop. Real connections are not built in an instant. They are cultivated through consistent effort, communication, and emotional investment. Rushing into a relationship or forcing it to progress too quickly can result in shallow bonds that lack the depth and stability necessary for longevity. When you allow the relationship to unfold naturally, you give yourself and your partner the chance to explore each other's personalities, values, and emotional needs over time. This gradual process creates a stronger foundation for the relationship, as both individuals can evaluate whether they are truly compatible in the long term. Patience also helps prevent the anxiety that can come from overthinking or obsessing about the future of the relationship. It's easy to become consumed with questions about where things are heading or whether your feelings are reciprocated. However, when you practice patience, you release the need to control the outcome. You understand that the future will reveal itself in due time, and trying to rush things will only lead to unnecessary stress and dissatisfaction. Instead, patience encourages you to enjoy the present moment and appreciate the process of getting to know someone without the pressure of forcing things to move quickly. Timing plays an equally vital role in how you approach relationships and interactions. It's not just about when you say something or when you take the next step, but about recognizing the right moments for vulnerability, emotional connection, and shared experiences. Sometimes the most important thing is to allow a moment to breathe, to let conversations and emotions develop naturally, rather than trying to rush through the stages of a relationship. Recognizing when both parties are ready to take the next step, whether it's deepening emotional intimacy, discussing commitment, or making shared plans for the future, is essential for ensuring that the connection is genuine and not rushed out of impatience or external expectations. One key aspect of timing is understanding that people move at different paces in relationships. What might feel like the right moment for you might not align with the other person's readiness. Recognizing this and being patient with the process helps you avoid putting undue pressure on someone else, allowing them to pursue the connection at their own pace. When both people feel comfortable and unhurried, they are more likely to be emotionally available and present in the relationship. This creates a more balanced dynamic where both parties feel respected and valued for who they are, not for how quickly or slowly they move through the stages of the relationship. Patience is also crucial when it comes to self-growth. A healthy relationship doesn't just depend on compatibility between two individuals, it also requires each person to be in a state of emotional maturity and self-awareness. As individuals, we are constantly evolving, and relationships are no different. The journey of self-discovery and emotional growth takes time, and allowing space for that growth within a relationship is essential. When you practice patience, you give both yourself and your partner the freedom to grow at your own pace without feeling confined by the expectations of the relationship. This growth allows both people to bring their best selves into the relationship, contributing to a stronger, healthier bond over time. Patience also helps with managing expectations. In many relationships, there is often a tendency to expect immediate fulfillment or instant clarity. However, relationships require time to build mutual understanding, and this takes patience. It's important to remember that not everything can be resolved in the moment. Sometimes the best approach is to allow time for things to unfold, letting both individuals process emotions and experiences without rushing to conclusions or making hasty decisions. This allows for deeper reflection, better decision-making, and the opportunity to better understand one another's needs, desires, and boundaries. Moreover, the element of timing in relationships also relates to how we present ourselves and engage with others. The right timing allows you to respond to someone with the right words or actions, showing them that you are thoughtful and considerate of their feelings. Whether it's expressing your own emotions, initiating a conversation about the future, or simply being there for someone during a challenging time, understanding the right moment to act can make a significant difference in how the relationship evolves. When you are in tune with the timing of the relationship, you are more likely to take actions that are aligned with the other person's emotional state and the natural progression of the connection. Patience and timing also extend to how you manage your own feelings. Waiting for someone to pursue you in a way that aligns with your values and standards requires emotional restraint and trust in the process. It's easy to become impatient, especially when there are feelings of attraction and longing. However, practicing patience in these moments ensures that you are not rushing into a relationship simply for the sake of fulfilling a desire. Instead, you are allowing the pursuit to happen in a way that feels right both for you and the other person. This mutual respect for timing fosters a healthier relationship dynamic where both parties are engaged in a meaningful pursuit based on their readiness and emotional availability. Ultimately, patience and timing allow the relationship to develop naturally without external pressures or expectations dictating its pace. By allowing time for both people to evolve, reflect, and grow, you create the space for a connection to develop into something deeper and more lasting. The beauty of letting someone chase you in style is that the pursuit is not rushed or forced, but happens organically, driven by mutual respect, understanding, and readiness. It's through this process that relationships can flourish, creating lasting bonds built on trust, emotional availability, and shared growth. Independence and confidence are key pillars of the concept of letting someone chase you in style. These two qualities, when nurtured, form the foundation for creating a fulfilling and authentic relationship. Independence, in this context, goes beyond simply being able to take care of yourself. It is about having the ability to live your life on your terms, pursue your passions, and maintain a sense of self-worth without relying on external validation. Confidence, on the other hand, is the inner belief in your own abilities and value. It is the foundation from which you project your true self into the world, unapologetically and with grace. When you combine independence with confidence, you create an energy that naturally draws people to you, not because you are seeking validation, but because you exude a magnetic, self-assured presence. Independence is often misunderstood as emotional detachment or aloofness. However, it is, in reality, about self-reliance and emotional strength. It doesn't mean that you can't enjoy companionship or that you don't need love. It means that you are whole on your own and that any relationship you enter into is built on mutual respect, not dependency. When you are independent, you are not seeking someone else to complete you or fill a void. You are already complete, and a healthy relationship is simply an addition to the fullness you already experience. This sense of self-sufficiency creates a secure foundation, where you are not driven by the fear of being alone or by the need to have someone by your side at all times. It allows you to be free to make choices based on what feels right for you, rather than from a place of desperation or fear. This independence is not about distancing yourself from others, but about maintaining your own sense of identity and autonomy. You continue to pursue your personal goals, dreams, and aspirations, and you stay rooted in your values and beliefs, even within a relationship. When you maintain your independence, you give yourself the freedom to explore the relationship at your own pace. You don't rush into commitments or settle for situations that don't meet your standards. This independence also ensures that you don't compromise yourself for the sake of keeping someone in your life. You value your own happiness and well-being enough to step away from anything or anyone that threatens that. Confidence, on the other hand, is the way you present that independence to the world. Confidence comes from recognizing and accepting your own value without needing constant reassurance from others. It's about knowing that you are deserving of love, respect, and all the good things life has to offer simply because you exist. When you are confident, you don't feel the need to shrink yourself or apologize for who you are. You don't compare yourself to others or second-guess your worth. Instead, you stand tall in your uniqueness and let that confidence radiate outwards. This type of self-assurance is magnetic as it draws people to you not because you are trying to prove something, but because they see the strength and clarity in your presence. One of the key aspects of confidence in this context is the ability to be comfortable with being alone. Many people struggle with the idea of solitude, believing that they need someone to validate their existence or to feel complete. However, true confidence arises when you can stand on your own and feel whole without the need for external validation. When you are comfortable being by yourself, you are no longer dependent on others for your sense of worth or happiness. You are secure in your identity and your abilities, which allows you to attract others who appreciate you for who you truly are, rather than for what you can provide or how you make them feel. This independence and confidence create a powerful presence, one that commands respect and draws people who are genuinely interested in forming a connection based on mutual admiration. When you cultivate independence and confidence, you also allow space for others to pursue you in a way that reflects mutual respect. When you are independent, you are not desperate for attention or approval, you are simply open to the possibility of connection. This openness allows others to approach you with a genuine desire to get to know you rather than to fulfill their own emotional needs. They are drawn to your strength and confidence, and they will naturally seek to match that energy with their own actions. This dynamic creates a sense of balance where both individuals are equally invested in the relationship and equally committed to maintaining their individual identities. Moreover, confidence allows you to be clear about your expectations and desires. When you are confident in your own worth, you are not afraid to express what you need from a relationship. You communicate openly and honestly about your boundaries, desires, and aspirations. This clarity helps ensure that both parties are on the same page and that there is no confusion or misunderstanding about each other's intentions. It also prevents you from settling for less than you deserve, as you are not afraid to walk away from situations that don't align with your values or desires. Confidence also gives you the strength to handle challenges and setbacks with grace. It allows you to remain steady in the face of adversity, knowing that you are capable of overcoming any obstacles that come your way. In the context of relationships, this means that you are not easily swayed by temporary difficulties or setbacks. You trust in your ability to navigate through challenges and remain true to yourself, even when faced with uncertainty. This sense of inner strength and resilience is incredibly attractive, as it shows that you are not looking for someone to fix you or solve your problems. You are confident in your own ability to handle life's challenges, and you are simply seeking a partner who can walk alongside you, offering support and companionship rather than rescuing you. When you combine independence with confidence, you create an environment where relationships can thrive on mutual respect, shared values, and a strong sense of self. This balance allows both individuals to remain true to themselves, while also fostering a deeper connection based on authenticity and admiration. By embracing both your independence and your confidence, you naturally attract people who are drawn to you for who you are, rather than for what you can offer. The pursuit becomes a beautiful mutual exploration of two people who recognize and appreciate each other's value, not because they need to fill a void, but because they see the potential for something deeper and more meaningful. Vulnerability and openness are essential aspects of the concept of letting someone chase you in style. They may seem at odds with the idea of maintaining independence and confidence, but in truth, they work together to create a deeper, more meaningful connection. Vulnerability is often seen as a weakness, but in reality, it is a tremendous strength. It takes courage to allow yourself to be seen for who you truly are, without hiding behind a facade or pretending to be someone you're not. By embracing vulnerability, you are showing others that you are confident enough in yourself to open up, to share your true feelings, and to engage in an authentic relationship. When you allow yourself to be vulnerable, you create an opportunity for others to connect with you on a deeper level. Vulnerability isn't just about exposing your weaknesses or emotional scars, although those aspects may naturally come up. It's also about allowing others to see the full spectrum of who you are, including your strengths, desires, and aspirations. Vulnerability allows you to be emotionally honest, to express what you need, and to ask for what you desire in a relationship. This openness invites the other person to engage with you in a meaningful way, as they are not just interacting with a curated version of you, but with the real, unfiltered person that you are. Openness in a relationship is about creating space for honest communication and sharing your true thoughts and feelings without fear of judgment. It's about being willing to speak your truth, even if it's difficult or uncomfortable. When you are open with someone, you invite them to do the same. It sets the tone for a relationship where both parties feel safe to express themselves fully. This mutual exchange of vulnerability creates a bond built on trust and mutual understanding. It allows both individuals to be seen and heard, which is the foundation for a strong, healthy connection. However, vulnerability doesn't mean that you should be overly emotional or disclose everything about yourself right away. It's about pacing yourself and sharing in a way that feels comfortable and respectful. You don't need to expose your deepest fears or insecurities in the early stages of a relationship, but it is important to be honest and transparent about your feelings and intentions. Vulnerability, in this sense, is about being willing to show parts of yourself that you might normally keep hidden, to let someone see you as you truly are, and to trust that they will respect that openness. Being open also means being willing to listen and understand the other person's perspective. It's a two-way street where both people feel comfortable sharing their inner world without fear of rejection or misunderstanding. This creates a sense of emotional intimacy where both individuals feel emotionally safe and supported. Emotional intimacy is vital for building a strong and lasting connection. It fosters a sense of closeness where both people feel connected, not only physically but emotionally as well. Another important aspect of vulnerability is the ability to accept and embrace your imperfections. Many people shy away from showing their flaws because they fear rejection or judgment. However, true vulnerability comes from accepting that nobody is perfect and that we all have imperfections, flaws, and scars that shape who we are. When you allow yourself to be vulnerable, you are saying, this is me, all of me, and I am worthy of love and respect, despite my imperfections. This acceptance of your flaws can be incredibly empowering as it frees you from the need to be perfect or to hide parts of yourself. When you embrace your imperfections, you show others that you are confident in your own skin, which is incredibly attractive. Vulnerability also plays a crucial role in building trust. Trust is the foundation of any meaningful relationship, and it is something that takes time to develop. When you are vulnerable with someone, you are giving them the opportunity to prove that they can be trusted with your emotions, your thoughts, and your feelings. Trust is built gradually, and when someone sees your vulnerability and responds with care and understanding, it deepens the connection between you. It shows that they respect your emotional openness and that they are willing to be there for you when you need them. In return, they will feel more comfortable being vulnerable with you, creating a cycle of openness and trust that strengthens the relationship over time. While vulnerability is essential for deep connection, it's important to remember that it should not come at the expense of your self-respect or boundaries. Vulnerability is about sharing yourself in an authentic and respectful way, but it's not about oversharing or giving too much too soon. It's important to pace yourself and only reveal what feels right for you in the moment. Vulnerability should never be forced, nor should it be used as a way to manipulate or control the other person. Instead, it should be a mutual exchange of trust, where both individuals feel safe to share their true selves without fear of judgment. Ladies and gentlemen, self-respect and boundaries form the foundation of any healthy relationship. In the context of let him chase you in style, this concept holds immense significance. When we talk about self-respect, we're referring to the inner acknowledgement of our own worth. It's not something that can be taken from us or earned by someone else's approval. Instead, self-respect is something we cultivate within ourselves. It comes from understanding that we are valuable, deserving of love, and deserving of respect simply because we exist. This inner sense of worth must be evident in how we present ourselves to the world, how we set expectations, and how we engage in relationships. Setting boundaries is the next crucial step in fostering self-respect. Boundaries are often seen as barriers, but they are, in reality, protective and necessary components of a healthy relationship. They act as clear guidelines for others to understand how we wish to be treated and what behaviors we will not tolerate. Boundaries are essential for preserving our emotional, mental, and physical well-being. When we lack boundaries, we may find ourselves overextended, taken advantage of, or feeling disrespected. But when we actively set and maintain boundaries, we reinforce our own self-worth and communicate to others that we expect to be treated with dignity. One of the most powerful aspects of setting boundaries in relationships is that they invite respect. When we clearly state what is acceptable to us, we are teaching others how to interact with us in ways that reflect our values and preferences. It's a form of self-advocacy that ensures we don't settle for less than we deserve. Without this practice, we risk allowing others to dictate the terms of our interactions, whether consciously or unconsciously. By asserting our boundaries, we are, in essence, drawing a line in the sand that says, this is who I am, and this is how I expect to be treated. Doesn't mean we are inflexible or unwilling to compromise, but it does mean that we value ourselves enough to not tolerate disrespect. When you know your worth, it's much easier to set boundaries because you don't question whether you deserve to be treated with respect. This is where the true power lies in allowing someone to chase you in style. When you have self-respect, you don't feel the need to chase after validation or approval from others. You don't feel compelled to beg for someone's attention or affection because you are already full within yourself. This fullness comes from acknowledging your own value and letting that awareness guide your choices. The people you choose to spend time with and invest energy into will be those who meet your standards, respect your boundaries, and honor your self-worth. A critical part of this process is learning to say no. Saying no is not a rejection of others, but a recognition of your own needs and limits. It allows you to protect your time, energy, and emotional space. Saying no to things that don't align with your values or desires is a powerful act of self-respect. It may feel uncomfortable at first, especially if you're used to people pleasing or compromising your needs to keep the peace. However, over time, saying no helps you to reinforce your boundaries and reminds others that you have standards that must be met. It's also a way to create space for the right connections to flourish. When we say no to things that drain us or don't serve us, we open the door to things that are more in line with who we truly are and what we truly need. Self-respect also involves letting go of any guilt or shame that might arise when you prioritize your own needs. Many people struggle with the idea of putting themselves first, especially if they've been conditioned to put others ahead of them. But true self-respect comes from understanding that your needs matter just as much as anyone else's. You are not selfish for needing time for yourself, for taking a step back from a situation, or for asking for what you need. In fact, honoring your own needs is a sign of strength, not weakness. It is a recognition that you are worthy of the same respect, love, and care that you offer to others. This level of self-respect isn't about arrogance or pride, but about knowing that you are whole and complete as you are. You don't need someone else to complete you, and you don't need to settle for less than you deserve. When you embrace your self-worth and set boundaries that reflect this, you create a magnetic energy around yourself. You draw in the people who are genuinely aligned with your values and intentions, those who will honor your boundaries and treat you with the respect and love you give to yourself. It's a process of attracting what you deserve, not chasing after what might not align with your true self. When we make the choice to respect ourselves first, we make room for deeper, more meaningful connections. By upholding our boundaries, we not only protect ourselves from unhealthy dynamics, but we also open the door for others to approach us in a way that reflects mutual respect. This is the essence of letting someone chase you in style. It's about standing in your power, knowing what you deserve, and giving others the opportunity to meet you where you are, rather than settling for less than that. It's a graceful, intentional dance of self-respect and boundary setting that paves the way for a fulfilling, respectful relationship built on mutual admiration and understanding. Authenticity is the cornerstone of any meaningful relationship, and it plays a pivotal role in how we allow others to pursue us. When we talk about letting him chase you in style, it's crucial to understand that style here is not about playing games or adopting a false persona. Instead, it is about being unapologetically yourself. Authenticity requires us to shed the masks we sometimes wear to fit into societal expectations or to attract approval. In the context of relationships, when we allow someone to chase us, we want them to be drawn to who we truly are, not to some version of ourselves that we feel is more acceptable or desirable. Being authentic means embracing our true selves, acknowledging both our strengths and our flaws. It means recognizing that we don't need to conform to anyone's idea of perfection. We are complex, multifaceted individuals with a mix of emotions, talents, and imperfections. When we hide parts of ourselves to make others feel more comfortable or to meet an idealized standard, we do a disservice to both ourselves and the other person. We are essentially asking them to love a version of us that doesn't truly exist, and in doing so, we are preventing a real connection from taking place. Authenticity involves vulnerability. To show up as your true self means being willing to expose parts of yourself that might feel raw or uncomfortable. It means expressing your feelings openly, sharing your needs and desires honestly, and not being afraid to show the world your authentic face, even if it doesn't fit the mold of what others might expect. This is where the chase becomes an opportunity for growth and connection. When someone pursues you with an understanding of your authentic self, they are engaging with the person you truly are, not some projection of who they think you should be. This creates a deeper, more meaningful connection because it's rooted in reality and mutual understanding. By embracing authenticity, you also create a space where you are not trying to force a connection. When you act in alignment with your true values, your actions will naturally attract people who resonate with those same values. If you try to force someone to be attracted to a version of yourself that is not true, you may eventually realize that the connection is not as genuine as you thought. In this situation, both parties may feel disconnected or unfulfilled. But when you let your true self shine, you attract the people who truly appreciate who you are, flaws and all. Another important aspect of authenticity is the willingness to accept yourself as you are, without needing external validation to feel worthy. Many of us are conditioned to seek validation from others, whether it's in the form of compliments, attention, or approval. However, the problem with relying on others to affirm our worth is that it puts our sense of self in the hands of people who may not always see us for who we truly are. When you are authentic, you don't rely on external validation to confirm your worth. Instead, you understand that your value is inherent. This shift in mindset allows you to be at peace with yourself, regardless of how others perceive you. It's from this place of inner peace that you can attract others who genuinely appreciate your authentic self, rather than people who are only interested in a curated version of you. One of the most freeing aspects of authenticity is that it allows you to be comfortable in your own skin. You no longer have to pretend or put on a facade to gain someone's approval. This is where the concept of style truly comes into play. Style in this context is about embodying your uniqueness with grace and confidence. It's not about trying to be something you're not or impressing someone with superficial traits. Instead, it's about owning your individuality and allowing that to shine through. People who are attracted to your true essence will be more likely to see you as someone worthy of their time and effort. They will be drawn to the qualities that make you unique, and their pursuit of you will come from a place of genuine admiration. When we allow ourselves to be authentic, we also give others the permission to do the same. Relationships built on authenticity are a two-way street. When one person shows up as their true self, it creates a safe space for the other person to do the same. In this environment, both individuals can share their true thoughts, feelings, and desires without fear of judgment or rejection. It's through this mutual authenticity that deep, meaningful connections are formed. Without it, relationships tend to remain shallow, based on pretense and appearances, which ultimately leads to dissatisfaction and disconnection. Furthermore, being authentic allows us to be clear about our intentions and expectations. When we are not hiding behind a mask, we can communicate openly and honestly about what we want and need from a relationship. This clarity sets the foundation for a relationship built on mutual respect and understanding. By being truthful about our desires, we eliminate any confusion or uncertainty, allowing both parties to enter the pursuit with the knowledge that they are on the same page. There's no need to play games or engage in mind tricks, because authenticity allows for straightforward communication and a deeper understanding of one another. The beauty of authenticity in the pursuit of a relationship is that it ensures that the connection is built on a solid foundation. When someone chases you because they are drawn to your real self, you know that their interest is based on something genuine. You don't have to worry about them liking you for the wrong reasons or trying to change you into someone you're not. The chase becomes a mutual exploration of who you truly are, rather than a game of pretenses. This, in turn, creates a deeper, more fulfilling relationship where both parties can show up fully, knowing they are accepted and valued for exactly who they are.